And then the fourth one that I talk about that is also kind of like lovable, where it's not as well known, is the need to give contributions, to make contributions.
Yes.
We're often robbing that of people by being so stuck in our own feelings of inferiority that we don't want to act like we ever need anything from anybody, which is robbing them. And also, we don't foster the joy of contributing when we pamper people and we enable them and we exempt them. And I remember one time I was working in school reform, and we were taking away the control models, the extrinsic motivators, and one of them was using rewards. And in this one school, they were big on like, we got to give the parents a steak dinner to get them to show up at the parent teacher meetings and, all these prizes and all this. And I told him, you need to stop doing that. And he got so mad at me. I remember him yelling at me down the hall. He was so mad. Well, what are we supposed to do? How are we going to get them there? And I said, why don't you just invite them to do something? Like call them up and have the teachers call them up and say, hey, when you come to the meeting tonight, will you bring a quote to open the meeting? And another one, will you bring a story of that success story about your student and be willing to share it tonight? And, will you bring a bottle of soda to another one? Do you see how people love it when you give them a chance to contribute, but we don't even know that? So we're constantly trying to buy them. And that's what the school was doing. They were trying to buy the parents to being there. And then they were wondering, well, why aren't they that motivated when they're there?
That's such a great point of contribution. Two quick examples of that. One, every single 12-step program there is out there that people are in recovery for, and whether it's alcohol, overeating, or just being a disgruntled bad person who puts people in monster boxes, is be of service. Your best way to fix yourself is to serve others. That's a huge one. And I remember after 9/11, I was in New York City during 9/11 for the FBI and working very closely. My building was 5 blocks away. And I remember so many people wanted to feel connected. And I felt an obligation to allow them to feel connected, whether it was they wanted to bring cookies or sandwiches that I could bring down to folks, or steel-toe boots for folks like me that were going out to the landfill every day, and I intuitively did this, and in hindsight, I never really made that connection until right now when you said I was allowing people to feel connected and that they could contribute, because psychologically, that's what people needed for healing, for moving forward.
They do need it. And unfortunately, a lot of times we don't give them the opportunity until there's a crisis.
Right.
Because we're just not, it's not on our radar.